Did I tell you what's happened with the Oldsmobile?
No.
Oh, I didn't tell you the good news, huh? The fantastic, wonderful news? All that fucking body work that I did to the car? I gotta fucking do it all over.
What happened?
The thin spray-on Bondo that I used was defective and it shrunk down and basically cracked and peeled all the fucking Bondo on the roof everywhere that I used it and lifted all the fucking Bondo off.
Oh my God.
So now I went over to Lowe's and I just spent $25 on grinding discs, and I'll be out there grinding all the Bondo and all the bodywork that I put in that piece of shit car, dude.
Wow.
I can't even believe it.
There's only one good thing. If you didn't have the fucking car painted and have it happen after you got it back.
I don't know if I'm painting that car, bud. I really don't fucking know. All I've had is problems with that car, Norm. You know?
I know.
That's all I've had. Since the day it got to my shop 2 years ago, that's the only thing that's happened to that is problem after problem after problem. The people that worked on it before didn't fix all the fucking rust. I had to grind all that out and refix and cut out and fix rust. And then I ended up stripping the whole bunker down to bare metal. And then I ended up doing all the body work to this thing. And now I do all the body work. I get the body perfectly squared up and straight. And now all the Bondo's cracked and falling out and peeling because spray-on Bondo shit that I don't even like using, and you know that.
Oh, I know.
I fucking hate that shit. It's a fucking joke, dude. So that's what I'm doing today.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna sit here and grind Bondo, bud, so we might as well, we're gonna have to put your car on hold. It's gonna take a week or two just to straighten this fucking Oldsmobile out.
Golly.
Oh, yeah. And you know who's gonna end up paying for that, right?
You.
Yeah, you're right. Me.
Of course.
Me. I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know.
You.
What a fucking nightmare. Well, you heard the bad news as I was explaining to Norm what the fuck was going on here. And I'm going to be honest with you. This car that we're looking at right here is probably the biggest fucking nightmare that I've ever worked on. If you look right here, you can see we got situations. We got cracks in the fucking Bondo. I'm going to show you that a little bit closer when we get to it. And it's the whole top of the car. Alright, this is Bondo. This is where we sprayed it with our spray-on Bondo. Now the spray-on Bondo that we used is U-Pol. That's the brand we used, U-Pol. That's U-P-O-L. And it's called Reface. I've used it several times before. I've used it on hail jobs. I've never had this problem. But I've always sprayed it on a surface that either has primer or paint. I've never sprayed it on bare metal. I've never sprayed it on bare Bondo. When we sprayed the Reface on this car right here, it was bare metal and it had all the Bondo on it. So what you're seeing here that is cracking and peeling is the Bondo. And what I'm figuring and calculating is the hardener that you use in the U-Pol Reface, alright, because that's what that is. That's fiberglass resin hardener. That's what you use with the Reface U-Pol sprayable Bondo, or even the Evercoat brand, and any other brand of any type of sprayable type Bondo that you use. It's going to be this type of hardener that you're going to use with it. And I'm thinking what happened is by using the resurface, U-Pol Reface, resurface, whatever that's called, okay, this chemical right here reacted with the Bondo and it penetrated into the Bondo. And then once we put it outside and parked it right there in that space, and it was out there in that space for approximately a month and a half, 2 months, in the Texas sun. Where's our sun at? We don't even know. It's already on the other side of the building over here. So once we went ahead and put it out in the Texas sun with the tarp on top of the car, that thing got so hot and it baked in the sun that the heat shrinkage from the Texas sun and the chemicals mixing with each other went ahead and completely ruined our Bondo job, or our bodywork job, whatever you want to call it. And even look at this right here. Look at that right there. Wow. All the way around. So we have got to strip this car, and you can see right here, here's a line right here. This is where I actually taped it off, all right, when I feathered the spray-on Bondo onto the vehicle. So we have got to remove all this bodywork that I did, all this Bondo, all this bodywork. And I'm going to tell you right now, go back into the video set and you're going to see that 80% of the bodywork that was done to this vehicle is on the top half of the fucking car. The only place that doesn't have Bondo in this car, on this roof, is in the center of it. That's why I used the spray-on Bondo, because there was so much bodywork that needed to be done to this thing that to level it out, I went ahead and used the U-Pol reface or resurface, whatever it's called, to fix the problem. And I've used that many, many times. But what we found out by using it this time is by spraying the reface additive, the reface Bondo, we're going to call it spray Bondo, on top of raw Bondo, it actually reacts and makes it just peel off. So you can see right here where it's just peeling off with my finger as I'm fucking with it. Look at that. Another problem we have is these fenders. These fenders suck. Alright, and I'm going to show you why. I want you to take a good look at that fender over there. Alright, you can see where the hood actually is higher than the fender. And then when we walk over here to look at the left fender, I want you to take a good look at that fender. When I go ahead and do that, then you can see that that one's humped out. That one's got a big hump on it. Alright, so that fender is fucked up. It's got a big hump. Alright, and then this fender over here sinks down. This one here sinks down. Like this one here would actually be the way it really is. But then on the other hand, now the hood right here is not lining up. And then we look over here, look at this. Alright. And I'm thinking that that's probably okay like that due to the fact that we still got to add the chrome trim on it. So the hood in the front's probably alright. And then when we take our fender and I kick it in with my leg, that should have brought this up. So it still needs a lot of work on the front end, but I worked 2.5 weeks on the front end of this car. 2.5 weeks on trying to fit these fenders and other fenders that I bought at the junkyard, which is right here. These are 2 of the fenders I purchased. And then if we look over the Honda here, you can see there's another fender I purchased right there. So I purchased 3 fenders with my money, not the owner's money. I didn't charge the owner for that. I purchased them with my money to try to make this project work. That was money lost, money thrown in the trash out of my pocket, because I'm not going to charge the owner for something we can't use. All right. Now, if I have to use some trim pieces off them fenders, or a bracket or something of the sort that we don't have, then he will be charged for that piece. But I can't charge him for 3 fucking fenders that we didn't use. Just like this fucking nightmare we got going on now. I can't charge him to grind all that down and redo that, because the chemical that I use reacted with another chemical that I used on the vehicle. There's $30 fucking right there of grinding discs to strip the fucking Bondo off this car for the second fucking time. This will be the third time that this car has had body work done to the fucking roof and the top of the car. And now I'm fucking paying for it. I am fucking paying to redo body work on this fucking car. I don't know where this is gonna end up, and I don't know what the finished product is gonna be coming out of my fucking shop, but I will tell you this, when it leaves my shop, it will either be two things. It will either be paint ready, that means you can block sand it down and paint it, and it will include the best we can do. That means the best fitting that we can do on these hoods and fenders, all right? Because these do not fit perfect. They do not fit fucking perfect. Another problem we had is the fucking doors. Had door skins put on them. The door skins were replaced with aftermarket door skins. You can clearly see right here, this is the best it's gonna get. That is it, right there. That's it. Here's our door skin line. Here's our fucking fender line. Am I supposed to go in here and cut all this down and make that flawlessly perfect like a fucking concourse restoration job? Because the other guy did it and I feel sorry for this guy? How much do I have to feel sorry for somebody so I can make a fucking living? There might be people out there that are looking at this video and they're saying, you're only feeling sorry for yourself. You didn't have to do the job. You're only feeling sorry for yourself. You're the one that doesn't want to charge the owner full price to do it. Well, that's where we go into the facts of Mr. Nice Guy. And you might be looking at this video in a different angle saying, you're the one that fucked up, not the owner. All right? You're the one that took the job in your shop, quit whining and bitching, and fix the motherfucking problem, go down the road, and do what you're supposed to do so the owner can have his car. That's what you might be saying. Because you are the one on the other side of the fucking camera. You're in the little fucking box right here on the other side. You're not standing here working on this thing and continuously working and working and working and doing it over and over and over for basically nothing. When I initially took this on, this was only supposed to be a 2 or 3 month job where I did minor body work to it, and then I reprimed the car, and then I paint it. That's all it was supposed to be. This has gone into 2 years of nothing but anguish, sorrow, and fucking nightmares where you're losing sleep, you can't sleep at night because all you're doing is thinking about what the fuck's gonna go wrong next. Should I even paint the car? Should I even redo the body work? Should I? And what I should have done and could have done before I even looked at this car and started on it. That's what the fuck goes through your mind when a job rolls into your shop, such as this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind all that fucking Bondo out. And I'm gonna go ahead and strip the whole top to bare metal. And I'm gonna go ahead and redo all the fucking bodywork that needs to be done on it for the second time in my fucking shop. And I will not charge the owner for that. That will be on me because the U-pole reface, resurface fucking crap fucked up and fucked me up. It's my fault, not the owner's. But when I get it in paint ready condition, then I will talk to the owner and I will see where I'm at. And if I cannot paint the car, then I have done an accomplishment to the vehicle that was well above and beyond the day that it rolled in to my fucking shop. And that's the situation we got. I don't even want to go any farther because it really doesn't fucking matter.
I always do what's right. I never do anything wrong. I'm a romper room doobie, a doobie all day long.